All right, I think it's live. It's acting like it's thinking about it, and it's been a couple weeks, so I had to really think about it. Um, Lost track of time. Thought I had a couple hours left. Look up, and I got like 10 minutes to go, and I'm like, oh, I got to get my stuff together and rush out here and get tripod set up and find the chair that I've hidden somewhere and all that. But I think I'm live. It looks like it's going now, and looks like there's some people here. Let me look back through chat to see. Looks like Jeff Kane was here, maybe still here. Welcome, Elfish, Cheryl, Uncle Smiley. Welcome everybody in. I apologize that I had to take a couple weeks off. 2 weeks ago, I was determined I was going to have the stream. And it got right before it, I think maybe an hour before it, and I just could not do it. I was sick with the flu or something like the flu. I mean, it had me down, but I was going to do the stream anyways. I just could not hold my head up long to do it. And then last week, I was going to be here and went to do a fish rescue. I do quite a few fish rescues, either associated with the club or personally or whatever. And the guy said he had a few cories that he didn't want. And I said, okay, I'll stop by and pick them up. And it took me all day pretty much to drive, get them, drive them back, unload, get it set up. I've still got a truckload of stuff to go through because it wasn't just a few cories. It was quite a few cories and tank and basically a garage full of equipment and accessories. And that's what this is over here. This tank was part of it. And I've got some stuff in there right now just to keep it going. Let's see. Peplin came in. Welcome, Peplin. Skull. Welcome in. And I got the email, Skull, and I tried to respond to the message while this thing was starting up, and it like locked everything up. But I saw it, and everything's on track. And Zins came in. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I came close to missing this stream just by not paying attention to time. Got busy doing things and looked up and wow, it snuck up on me. MC Aquatics, welcome in. But missing last week's stream because of doing a fish rescue got me thinking about what to talk about this week. And I started thinking, the term fish rescue gets thrown around a lot. And it means different things to different people. Or, in my opinion, people use it in ways that they shouldn't. To me, when I say fish rescue, it's not me going and buying a fish from a store, because to me, a rescue isn't paying money for a fish. It's doing something to help the fish out without purchasing the fish. So like if you feel bad for the betas and the cups at PetSmart, going and buying a beta, in my opinion, isn't rescuing the fish. It's encouraging PetSmart to do that again because it brought them money. That's my thoughts on it, that a rescue shouldn't pay for the fish that they bring in. Scruffy City Aquatics is here. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you back in the YouTube thing. I've seen some of the, I don't know if they were shorts or videos, but good to see the the little tank going and stuff, and more content coming out from it. I used to think that rescues shouldn't purchase fish, and they also shouldn't take money in exchange for fish. But the more that I thought about it, it's like an adoption fee for other animals when they get adopted, when they get rescued and adopted out. You have to pay for the food and medicine and care and all that while you keep the fish and foster them. So I understand adoption fees or whatever of rescued fish of when they leave after being rescued. But I still don't think that someone should say they're rescuing fish if they pay for the fish to receive them. And me personally, I will never pay money or charge money or anything to take in fish. Just because from my view of rescue, it's helping the fish so they don't get released in the wild or put down for no reason or whatever. Looking down through the chats, they're trying to keep up. Yes, I will be on the MC Aquatics live stream tonight. The Wave Makers. Scruffy City Aquatics says thanks for the support. Always. And if you're just down to the one tank, we need to get back to like 4 and 5. We'll revitalize the mission there. And Fish Family drops in at the bottom. It's been a busy week. Besides last week having the rescue on Sunday, we had a fish swap on the Saturday. So that took most of Saturday and got up Sunday and went to pick up a few cories. It turned out to be quite a few cories and all the equipment. And this week, trying to organize the stuff and get stuff set up. And then next week, I've got a swap from the Nashville Club. And the week after that, the Knoxville Club is having theirs. So it's from here on out, I'm going to be busy every weekend with, there may be one towards the end of May that I'm not doing something, but about every weekend here through the end of June will be fish something. Stephen P. came in. Welcome. Scruffy City says, I have the 75 and the 25 in the living room, 20 and 10 in the bedroom, and the 3 in the classroom. And I remember when we first met, I think you had one tank. I said you weren't getting any more besides the one. It's multi-tank syndrome is just a little bug. If once you catch it, you've got it, and it's not a bad thing. K-Town. Scruffy City says, can't wait to see you in K-Town. K-Town is the Knoxville. I'll be there. I did better this time. Every time I go down there to sell and swap, I say, just give me one table. And I get down there, I've got more stuff they can fit on one table. And I'm always chasing somebody around. It's like, any room for another table that I could buy? So this time I got 2 tables. So I should hopefully do better this time as far as having space. June is the Kentucky Bash. Yes. Yeah, the last weekend in June, the 25th to the 28th, is the Bluegrass Bash. If you haven't been to a convention, You definitely want to come to this one. American Cichlid Association, American Library Association, and the International Beta Congress, all three there. And it's getting bookings and ticket registration stuff every day. Last I checked, they may have upped the block again. I haven't heard. Haven't heard if they can or not. But last I saw, there was like maybe 9 or 10 rooms left in the block available for the hotel. So if you haven't got your hotel, now's the time to do it. Knoxville is K-Town. Okay. I thought it was. It didn't click in my head at first. They always plan for me to have two anyways. So they know me better than I know me. JT might have put the third back for me this time. When I went to the Lexington one, I just got 2 tables because I didn't think I had a whole lot this time. And I always get 3 up there. And I had stuff piled on top of each other, and it was sad. I had my little totes at the end of the table with a tablecloth over them, trying to give myself a couple extra feet. Just, like in food, your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Well, I do the opposite thing or whatever in the swaps, that I take a whole lot more than I think I've got. I think I don't have much, and I show up and I've got more than I realize. And the sad thing, I guess it's sad, maybe it's a good thing, I don't know. I left the Lexington swap with more fish than I showed up with. But I sold over half. I didn't keep good records, but I sold over half of what I took. But I came home with more fish than I went with. So I seen everybody saying hi to Big Steve. I'm like, Big Steve came in? There he is. Okay, yes. Welcome in, Big Steve. Scruffy City says, hoping to make it in June, probably just one day. It's going to be worth the trip up. I was going to try to think of which day would be the best day to come, but I don't know. There's stuff that, in my mind, I'm like, oh, you don't want to miss this on Friday. Oh, you don't want to miss this on Saturday. Oh, you don't want to miss the swap on Sunday. So they're all going to be great days. It's like I was telling somebody the other day, I don't remember who it was, but I'm like, if you get on the ACA-convention.org website and look at the schedule on there, maybe you can see what of those things you really don't want to miss. If you've ever experienced or have heard about the Babes auction, and you're like, I got to be there for that. Maybe you really want to be at the swap, or maybe there's certain speakers that you just really you want to hear this person talk or this topic, kind of to gauge what you get to do if you just get them one day. But it's going to be fun the whole time. Even for people that show up ahead of time, I'm going to be there starting Monday. And, if anybody comes early, we'll hang out and stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever, talking fish too. Let's see. Jess booked for the bash. Yeah. And I hate to hear that the Keystone Clash got canceled this year. But then I've also heard people saying, well, since I can't go to the Clash, I want to book the trip to Kentucky that I hadn't planned on doing. So maybe that's why even more people are registering in the last couple of days. And they're rolling in. Zenzinger says, since I can't go to the bash, who is going to stay on video call with me, hearing me around the convention virtually and visit with people? That would be cool. Someone ought to do that. I try to think how I can set up a camera just to like stream the thing. I don't know if I'll get to, being that they're putting me in charge of stuff, and apparently I got to help set stuff up and arrange stuff and all that kind of stuff during the event. But I'm gonna try to get as much video, if nothing else. Maybe set a camera in the corner to get a little bit of a stream. Cheryl says the site's showing 4 rooms left. So that's something to keep in mind if you haven't booked your room. And something that I've noticed, if you go through the site there and book through the block, if you change your dates just a little bit, it may pop up an extra room. Not that, you'd want to leave a little early or come in a little later or whatever than you would have otherwise. But that may help if you don't see a room available and you still need one. But you might book one that way if they got one just available for like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you'd put down Wednesday through Monday or something. And then you might get arrangements for a room that's not in the block for the other days. Jeff says, I think most of the one-day community people are shooting for Saturday. And that makes sense. Like when people going to work and stuff for the week, you work up through Friday and you make your trip in, stay for Saturday, and you'll be back on the road or whatever to get ready for work on the Sunday, or for the Monday, have Sunday to get ready. Skull and Zen Ginger are both posting links. Both links should be okay to use. One goes to the club's site, the page that has the links and stuff, and one goes to the ACA's site that has the links and stuff. So they should both have the information to get you there. Cheryl's got her ticket to the bash and room booked. So no going back now. You passed the point of no return. Big Steve says he thinks he's going to try to make the bash. I would. It's going to be a great time. I think when we had the Triple Crown in 22 up in Louisville, I think we had like 70 fish YouTubers there. And I'm hoping that we get more than that this time. And I want someone to organize a group photo, because that was the best part. We used to always do group photos at these events. We had the Aquaticon down in Knoxville that a bunch of YouTubers went to. We got a group photo of that. We had the Triple Crown up in Louisville. We got a group photo of that. And I know they got a group photo at the, whatever it was that they had, I think it's like over by DC, right before COVID happened. But they got a nice group photo of that. But I want somebody to organize a group photo of all the fish YouTubers at the Bluegrass Bash also, because it's good to put up, for like memories. We can look back and say, oh, well, that's so and so that was there, and this was that person that was there. Strap a tablet to a Segway. That sounds cool. I don't know that I'm smart enough to know how to do that. Between getting the tablet to hook to it or stream it, but I would probably wreck the Segway too. So, Mitch, I think you got some wrong words in there. You said, if I come, I'll stream some. So I think it's when you come, you'll stream some. Just say you're coming and get it over with. You want to, and you'll hate it if you don't. Love sharing Knoxville show a few years back. Yeah, that was great. the Aquaticon. Wish that it had become a reoccurring thing. I get why they didn't do it again, but hopefully it would be nice if something popped up that was reoccurring, similar to that. Skull will be there Wednesday to Monday. I want to be there through Monday, but work doesn't seem to agree with me on that. They won't let you book without paying in full. I'm not sure. I don't get to see any of the back end side of that type of stuff. I'm not sure what they're doing with that. And if you're talking about booking the room, it may be because of the block being almost gone. And they may have rooms available outside of the block. I don't know. I know in total, the entire hotel just has 290 rooms. And they're projecting over 500 people to be there. Don't cancel the bash. Stephen, I don't foresee that at all. I mean, if worst case scenario, we will, if something like that happens, we will hang out and have a good fish time party anyways. Joy fish keeping, lurking at work. I used to get to do that some. I haven't got to recently. They've been keeping me busy and get upset when I'm kind of distracted and type things that are in the chats and stuff in my work stuff. Mitch is hoping that the aquatic market grows into something similar one day. I think it could. I think there's methods to get it to do that. It would take a little work and stuff, but there's possibilities for it. Jeff said he had to pay as well a long time ago. Which I don't know, I don't pay attention. I always try to pay for all. Like if I'm going to convention stuff, I try to pay for it, all of it up front when I do it, just because I know if I don't, I will spend that money on something else, and it will come time for the convention, and I have spent the money that was earmarked for the convention, the OCA, or whatever it is that I'm going to. I will have spent that money on something else and not have it available for that. So they may have just set that up from the very beginning. Nancy B's here. Welcome. She says, to be honest, I'm not as excited about the bash proper as I am playing in the creek with my internet friends. I'd be fine if it was just that. I totally understand. For me, the conventions, the fish events, that type of things, for me, the best part of them is the people. It's hanging out with you all when you're there, or other people that I know from clubs and just from being at conventions. You know, I'll go to some of the events and stuff, and I'll see people from clubs up in New York or Pennsylvania or something I only see at the conventions and at the events, and it'll be just like, you know, seeing a best buddy again. My very first convention I went to, I saw a guy in the parking lot, and he had like his fish shirts and stuff on, and he greeted me and talked to me and stuff. And I run into him at almost every one that I go to, and we always talk and stuff. And I don't get to see him other than at the fish events, but he's there when I'm there, and we hang out, and we're into the same type of fish. Uncle Joe's Fish Shed, welcome in. That's what's going down, my friends. We're talking about fish stuff. We're talking about the bluegrass bash. I started off talking about missing a couple weeks from being sick and doing a fish rescue, and I thought about what is a fish rescue. Right now, we've been talking about the bluegrass bash coming up, and just talking amongst each other. Jeff Kane says, I'm looking forward to the Florida Fish Fam cookout and collecting, gathering. No show to get in the way of community and collecting. And that's something I must have missed if it's an event that everybody's getting together in Florida. I must have missed that one. Not that I really could have went anyways. All my days were taken up for all my vacation days were taken up for the Bluegrass Bash and prepping for it and a couple other things. But that sounds like a neat little trip. Going down to Florida, cooking out, collecting, hanging out. Nancy says, not that I'm looking forward to the actual, not that I'm not looking forward to the actual convention too, but if I had to choose, oh, absolutely. I went to some of these fish events, conventions, whatever you want to call them, and didn't go to any presentations. Didn't go to walk through like the vendor's room twice just to do it, and hung out the rest of the time with all the fish tuber people. And it was one of the best ones that I've been to, just hanging out with people. Scruffy City says that's definitely the point, to get something for you all to visit our town. Now, I guess you're talking about getting the aquatic market transition into an event or something. Not an event, it is an event, but a convention style event. And if you're in on that, Mitch, to working to develop that, and as always, I'm always here to lend a hand or lend tips or advice or whatever that I can. Jeff says, I hope it's not too hot in Kentucky in June. I don't think it is, but I've heard people, it was like, I think it was like low 80s today, and I heard people complain about how hot it was, but they felt pretty good with the breeze and everything to me. But the good thing, the event's indoors, and when you're out collecting, you'll be in some water. So oh, Florida is October of next year. Okay, well, maybe. I'll get new vacation days by then. So we'll have to see what lines up with that, where it is, and all that kind of stuff. And I might run away to Florida. Kind of scroll back, see if I missed anybody. Mitch says, I've been trying to get through this new job transition. We will definitely talk if the club is interested. and it would be a lot easier to do one through the club. But it's possible to get an event going that's not for the club. Um, it would just be a whole lot more work. Um, but yeah, we can talk and see what's going on. Nancy B says June is when the humidity starts to be a thing, but the water will be cool. Yeah, we usually we do our club's native collecting the first weekend in June because that's when Kentucky has its no license weekend that you can go fishing and collecting stuff without any license. And it's maybe a little rainy that week, but temperature wise, it's always warm enough to get in the water, but it's not like scorching hot. Skull says it will be collecting with Richard Reynolds, Grant, and Shelby. That sounds like a fun time. Years ago, I used to give Shelby a hard time because she would always forget who I am. And I'm horrible with names too. That was a few years back. Nancy B in Tennessee says, Jeff, pick a spot in Florida, rent a big Airbnb compound, and tell everyone where to go. Sounds like a plan. We need like a fund or something and just purchase a compound down there for the fish tubers to use. Big Steve just booked Friday through Monday, and I have to figure out how to make it happen. Yeah, we definitely got to get you there, make sure everything works out good for you. If I can help in any way, let me know. Talking about an event, Aquatic Expos that weekend. Aquatic Expos, is that down in Florida? I can't keep up with where all the events were. I was trying to think today. There's like one in Louisiana, one in Florida, one down in the Carolinas. And I know I couldn't get to, I might be able to get to one more event this year. I doubt it. I have to get creative on vacation days. But, trying to hit more of them, seeing how I can get to different events that I haven't been to. Jose says, disappointed here that the clash will not happen this year. Is looking forward to seeing everyone again. Yeah, it is. It is unfortunate. Hopefully, it doesn't hurt them in the future, and they pick back up next year bigger and better than ever. It was a good event. I was trying to figure out how to get to it this year, and just saw it wasn't going to be feasible. That I might have gotten maybe 2 more days off work, and I don't think that I could have made the trip and the event and everything only with that available time. Richard, Grant, and Shelby will be bash collecting too. So they'll be up here in Kentucky collecting. That sounds good. Are you all looking at collecting around the area of the convention, the Lexington area, Madison County, maybe? Or are you looking more towards your home nets, down towards like the Tennessee line area? I sent someone It may have been Jeff. I remember who I sent it to, but I sent somebody, maybe a couple people, some different spots that I had been or had seen, potential collecting areas. Oh, that's the one in Florida next year. Okay. Steven's questioning where I said Louisiana had an event. I thought they did, and I could be completely wrong. I thought they had a fish event down that way. If not, maybe Louisiana needs a fish event. I see them pop up on Facebook that there's an event here, event there, and I'm always upset that I can't go to all of them. Nancy B is training to be our master collector. What states will be collecting in? Cheryl says, I want to see Curtis slip on a rock and fall in after we catch some fish. So, if this is the case, then someone, at least one person, needs to have their camera out, just videoing everything. Because I think whenever Corey and Randy and Dean and all of them went down to, I think they were in Peru collecting, and Corey slipped and fell in the river. That was like one of the highest trending little videos out there. So we need that of different people, just for entertainment, and definitely not wanting anybody to get hurt, but just have some fun. Oh, they had Aquafest down there, and then I guess it's not a thing now. See, I can't keep up with what's going on and what's not. I might try, but it's difficult. They change dates and locations, and I start new ones up and cancel them and all that. And it makes it difficult whenever they do that type of stuff. I keep up with it. I like the reoccurring ones that that it's coming up and I can plan ahead for it. Gabe's checked on some spots. I spoke a couple months ago. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to plan stuff to get together more often, convention wise, or just getting together for a cookout, or getting a group of us together to go to like the Tennessee Aquarium or something as a group. Just getting together and having dinner. That's some of my best times or best memories of some of the conventions and events is going out to eat with some of the fish tubers. Some of the stories that just come out of a meal at a Mexican restaurant with 4 guys from YouTube is some great stories. Cheryl says Skipper's planning on videoing just in case. Sounds good to me. And so I'm guessing that means Skipper's coming to the bash. Sounds good there. I know he got us kicked out of the bar area of the Triple Crown. So we'll see what we can get into this year. Jeff says, if I'm having a heat stroke, I'll limit my interaction to cameraman. Well, you would think you'd want to be in the water cooling off. So find the slippery rock so you land all the way in the water. That may be a good thing for that. Let's see. Jeff says cookout should be cookout and swap and or collecting, and we should be having more of them happen each year. Yeah. And I think, there's enough of us in the fish tube community that we could really get something together and going and planning and delegate out who's going to do this and who's going to do that and have something good going. Cookout, maybe a swap. We do pretty good with transporting fish. Just if we're coming from Texas or Iowa or New York or wherever and congregating in one spot. So we could do stuff like that. And if you if you want to do swaps and stuff like that, I mean, you could even make a bigger event out of it, and have not just the fish tubers there, and do swaps and invite the public in to buy and sell also, and make a bigger event. Nancy B says, Jeff, just Kentucky can't keep what you catch here, but 3 miles up the river, same fish. Yeah, pretty much. And in Kentucky, some parts of it, you can't keep fish out of that area, or you need special permits for it, but most of the states, all right. Scruffy says, haha, I know he got us kicked out of that. Checks out. Yeah, it was, there's some great stories that came out of the Triple Crown. Got kicked out of the bar area. And then Skipper dealt with a guy that couldn't figure out why his truck wouldn't go because he had his emergency brake on and just could not understand. You got to let the brake off to get the truck to go. Zen Ginger says, the only event I've been to is the Clash. And unfortunately, Pennsylvania isn't exactly crawling with good Mexican food restaurants. Yeah, I didn't see. There was some good restaurants, but I didn't see like a ton of restaurants there. I just seen Fisher Beer pop in. That he was one of the guys at the Mexican restaurant that put those memories in my head of the 4 of us at a Mexican restaurant at the Triple Crown. That's the story for another day, but it was a good event, or a good meal, good story, whatever. Wisconsin Fish Fam Cookout looks like an annual deal now. We could definitely use something in the South and maybe Southeast as well. Yeah, I agree. I need to catch up on the Wisconsin thing, when it is, and try to plan to go to that sometime. Something, in the Southeast, the Kentucky, Virginia, Tennessee, Ohio area. I think that would work out really good for a get together because it's drivable from almost everybody and probably 80 or 90% of the country. In case people don't want to fly or they want to bring a lot of fish or whatnot. And Zen Ginger, you need to make more events. Find a way to come to Kentucky this year and all these different events that we're planning out in the future. And if I didn't say welcome in, James, you're always welcome. Welcome. We might even coerce James to help figure out a fish YouTuber event, create one or something. Jeff King says locals show up yearly, travelers once or once every few years. Yeah. The Wisconsin Fish Fan Cookout is July 31st to August 2nd. Apparently, my brain just like did not understand those dates. My brain thought it was June 31st to August 2nd. I'm like, they're going for a whole month? But July meets August, so okay. Got to get an event to KC. Zana would have tons of good restaurants to choose from. James says, I show up here, welcome or not. Hey, you know you're always welcome. Anytime we get together, we always have a good time, whether in the streams or in person, whether we're dealing with questionable food or Mexican restaurants, or seeing what fish the guy has in his bed. And then Ginger says, I wish I could make the bash. I was really looking forward to harassing Nancy. That in itself should be reason enough to figure out how to make it happen. I'm just realizing Nancy and I will probably be in the same place at the same time this summer. That is a rare occurrence. You know, in order to get her to Nashville meetings or me to Nashville meetings, the other one has to not show up because we can't be at the same place at the same time, apparently. I think it's only been like maybe 2 or 3 times the whole time that we've been doing this thing. We've been able to be at the same place at the same time. Mitch is doing water changes. I've got something I need to do around here. I keep saying I'm going to get my auto water change set up, but I keep procrastinating and run into hiccups and speed bumps and stuff. But I'm closer now than I've ever been, which is a good thing. If I was farther away than I've ever been, I'm going the wrong direction. Jeff says maybe in the future we can do a full month, but I'm going to need more vacation time. Exactly. You know, I can't get a week off now. But yeah, a weekend sounds fun. If I could get a way to get up there to do it, maybe next year, the following year or something. I just read about Bob's admitting KC barbecue better than his. Zen questions if I'm actually Nancy. And then Jeff asks that as well. No, as far as I know, we're not the same person. We just apparently have opposite work schedules that when I can't make it to something that I have to work that weekend, she doesn't have to work that weekend, or stuff happening that way. Stephen says, I can admit that I'm avoiding Nancy. She's used to it. No, I don't avoid Nancy. I don't get an opportunity to see her very often. We like I said, she works or has stuff going on the weekends that I'm free, and vice versa. That's what it seems. Maybe she's avoiding me. Mitch says 4 tanks from 1 sink makes it a lot better. The school tank is a little bit of a pain. Thankfully, it's only 3 gallons. Yeah, I wish when I put this building in, I put larger diameter water lines in. I don't know if they would have helped much because it's the same size that runs to the house. But doing this many tanks, I have to do them in bits and pieces just because there's not enough pressure to do everything all at once, even though I'm trying to figure out how to rig it up to do more than what it's actually capable to do. Jeff says it's on Fox's birthday, so the dates are pretty well permanent. I'm assuming, Jeff, that it's always the weekend around that time, the 31st. I don't know, is the 31st a weekend? I was going to look, but I'm using my phone to be the camera, so I can't really look it up. So that's good to know. I'll look into it. Maybe get to go. I don't think I've ever been to Wisconsin. So add another state to my journey. Nancy says that was the rumor for a while. Yeah, when it first started and we realized that we don't end up at the same events at the same time, that people were joking about that. But maybe it's just like when you get our two cosmic powers together, it just shakes the universe or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think the bash is going to be a good time. Looks like Mitch has a fish question. Tropical fish that would eat duckweed in a community tank. Depends on your community. Like silver dollars, severums, a number of barbs will eat it. I had a tank with angels and barbs, a couple plecos, and a good coating of duckweed came in here one day, and no duckweed at all. I don't know who ate it. There's a couple rainbow sharks in there. I don't think that they would have, but goldfish normally do. Apparently, Jeff's goldfish don't like the taste of duckweed. But yeah, I know some barbs will eat duckweed, and I'm thinking that's who did it in my tank. I've heard people say convict cichlids would eat duckweed. Mitch, if you want to try that, I know where you can get some convict cichlids. Real cheap. I just see where Fisher and Fever said he'll be there, so it'll be a great time, obviously. Yes, it will. Getting all of you all together, it's going to be great. We're going to have to like grab dinner together or something, or I know a number of people's going out native collecting. I don't know if I'll get to. I'll probably be stuck with the actual events, manning a door or something, whatever they've got me doing. But oops, click the button. Nick says he's more into live bears, quarries, and shrimps, so bars may work. Yeah, I'm getting more into quarries now. I haven't been into quarries very much ever, but I'm getting more into them now. Been mostly live bears and shrimp and some small cichlids. But I got a few barbs, and they started to grow on me. I like the Denison barbs. I've got a school of those going. Odessas, some black ruby barbs, cherry barbs, and it seems like the more barbs that I get, the more that I'm liking them, and I don't know why all of a sudden barbs are cool to me. Maybe because I've started breeding them. And I hope there's a lot of us from the YouTube community there. We need some sort of communication system, whether it be Instagram or Facebook group message or something where we can all communicate to each other. Because I know going to other events, which we joke in streams all the time that Quip and I and Jeremy from Aquatic Domain, and there was a couple other of us there at the OCA one year, and we couldn't find each other. We saw each other once, and then didn't see each other the rest of the weekend. And there's been other events. I know one year at the Keystone Clash, they tried to take a picture, but half the people that were there didn't know what was even going on. So Skull says there's a group chat on Instagram already set up. Anyone wants on it, let me know. Okay, so I may be in that one. It may just be titled something different because I know I'm in some group chats on Instagram with different ones of you all. And Jeff Kane says a Facebook group message would likely be best. I prefer Facebook Messenger myself just because I know how to use it. I'm not as up on Instagram. Probably works the same way, but I don't know. It doesn't. My notifications must be turned off or something. It doesn't ding for me like Facebook does. And maybe we need a couple and like somebody to translate or whatever it is, the really important stuff from one to the other to make sure everybody knows, hey, at 7 o'clock, we're going to have a group photo at the stairs or whatever. Because I would like to get another group photo of everybody. And okay, apparently I wasn't in that one, and I just got added to it. I just got a notification that I was added to an Instagram chat. So sometimes it dings and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. But if you added me, Skull, thank you, or whoever added me. But yeah, we need a group photo, and then be able to show it to the people that aren't going, like the ones going to like GI Joe conventions. Show it to them, say, look what all you missed out on. Jeff says he avoids most non-YouTube things. Yeah, I'm my biggest things that I'm active on is Facebook, and that's really just to look at groups and stuff like that, and Messenger, and then on YouTube. I'm trying to do Instagram and trying to do a little bit of TikTok, but I don't really know how to do those and not really keeping up on it. But a little bit at a time. Okay, so Skull added me, thanks. Nancy says for everybody bring a GI Joe for the group picture and let Ed know what he's missing out on. Yeah, we had our own GI Joe convention. And there might be stuff on Discord. I'm on Discord too, but I don't know how to use it. I get on there every now and then. I have to make an effort to try to get on to actually see what's going on Discord. But yeah, we need to work on getting a more communication and whoever it was like getting our compound down in Florida so we can just like take events down there and have big fish tuber get-togethers in Florida. That sounds good. Jeff says Instagram doesn't send me notifications. I believe my phone's pretty deep sleep. And I don't know if it's my phone being crazy or if I've hit a setting or something like that, but it seems like half the time Instagram doesn't send me notifications. Well, it looks like it's 7 o'clock. So I guess I need to get off here and do a few things before 8 o'clock hits because we're going to be jumping over to the Wave Maker stream and chatting some more over there. So be sure to go over there and hit the notification to get reminded when we go live over there. And I'll see you in an hour or so. Later.